What's up guys, it's Zachary McDonough, and in this video I'm going to teach you how to be the very best house hunter. So if you're watching this, you may have watched our first two episodes, which was one about getting pre-approved, the next about what questions to ask your lender. Now if you haven't watched those, that's alright. Feel free to stay tuned to this episode, and so that way you can get excited about going back and reviewing those meat and potatoes of how to get those first few steps done to buying your first or your next house. Or whatever you choose, you can stay, you can go. Make sure you come back and watch this video specifically though. Thanks for watching, guys. Before we get into the meat and potatoes, make sure you like and subscribe. Great, I keep saying meat and potatoes. Meat and potatoes and meat and potatoes. Meat and potatoes, meat and potatoes, meat and potatoes. So, the three key elements of being a great house hunter is number one, a good agent. Number two, automated inbox. And then number three, actually touring homes. So, getting a good agent comes first, because without a good agent, the other two things really don't exist in a successful manner. Now, throughout this entire process, all the people that are going to be assisting you along with this whole transaction and making you feel comfortable, I always say the main thing is they need to be an educator or a teacher, okay? That's what really makes a great agent, because they're going to want to serve your needs, because it is about you in this situation. This is going to be your house, your thing, something that you're going to continue to deal with. So they really should make it about you, because there's going to be times where you're going to have questions, and at some point they're not going to have the answer right away. So you're going to want an agent that's going to want to find those things out for you, and that is what really should be their leading thing, is you and serving your needs and making you feel comfortable. Now the real excitement begins with looking for houses, which brings us to auto alerts. Now if you've already been pre-approved, you know your price point or what you can afford. So now you're going to have your agent set up email alerts or auto alerts that send houses that match your price range, that match your area, and what other conditions that you want for your first or your next home. Now this is where it gets a little tricky. You have to understand what conditions that you want for your home, because for these searches you can get as specific or as vague as you want. So you carefully don't want to be too vague, because then you get all these emails of houses in your inbox, and your inbox gets so cluttered with these houses emails that you're just really gonna write it off and sort of get numb to the fact that, you know, these are so many houses, you don't know what to decipher, what's good and what isn't. So it's important to talk to your agent, but specifically if you're interested in talking about what the elements are, or me talking about what elements and conditions are important to consider when buying your first house, drop a comment below. I would love to make another video about the different things that I consider and what different buyers might consider versus an investor or a first-time home buyer or somebody that's looking to do a specific investment strategy. I can talk about all these different things. So if you're thinking about that, drop a comment below. But let's continue on. Now you may know this, but companies like Zillow and Redfin actually have these auto alert features set up on their apps. But I just wanted to give you the tidbit that using an auto alert with an agent has lots of benefits. Number one is you're getting it from the MLS, which is multiple listing service. Now the multiple listing service is the actual data that Zillow and Redfin are going to be pulling to put on their apps. So because you're getting it straight from the source, you're generally going to get it faster, you're going to get it sooner, you're going to get it straight from the source, which means it's going to give you a fuller picture of the details of the property, which generally is going to be true. It's true of my MLS, it's true of other agents' MLS that I've discussed with, that their MLS is going to give you a better picture of what the details of the property are. So considering all these things, think about doing this. And on top of it, the bonus of all of this is keeping your housing search consolidated to your email. Because if you're like me, I get so many notifications day to day about, you know, text, I get Facebook, I get TikTok, I get Instagram, I get all these notifications. So sometimes it's nice when, for me, for example, I don't have my notifications set up on my email for my phone. So I can come home, look at what houses meet my search for when I'm hunting for my personal houses, for my clients. It's things like that. So it's just something to consider. So let's continue on. Last but not least, it's very important to actually take tours, because you may have these ideas of what you want from your house or from your future house, but when you get in person or when you actually do these tours, you're gonna get such a better sense, because buying houses is such a visual process, and it is at times very emotional. So it's important to get in front of these houses and get actually in them to get more insight and more of a feel, or a vibe if you will, about what it is that you want out of your house. But keep in mind, you can always do virtual tours if that's not an option for you to go in person. Fortunately, technology has really served us well during these times of COVID, so that you can have more opportunities and that home buyers can have more of an edge and stay on top of these listings. So it's important. Make sure you get an agent that can be suitable to what your needs are. But I have some homework for you before I let you go. Here's my challenge for you. Start with an agent. Contact an agent, somebody that you know, and set up an auto search. Make a goal to find one house a week. So check your inbox once a week and see if you can find a house that you can go out and tour with your agent. Now, don't forget, you're getting closer and closer to buying your first home. So if you're based in Maryland and you would like to buy or sell a house, a little bit of a shameless plug here, feel free to comment below or message me on Instagram, Facebook, or by phone, whichever you please. Now, before you go, make sure you smash that like button, make sure you subscribe as we journey closer to you buying your first or your next home. Peace, guys.